Welcome everyone to match day 13. As we are winding this RSC season down, we have a veteran matchup tonight between Avalanche and Paradox Paloma. Um, I am Taco. Producing this cast is SavedHawk, and joining me on the desk is Carnage. How are you doing tonight, Carnage?
Doing good, especially with the matchup we have going on. But how you doing yourself, Taco?
I'm doing pretty all right. I think we got a good master matchup yesterday, which I casted, and back today. So I hope that the veteran tier will provide some more entertainment.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And interesting enough, Paradox is not too far. I don't think they're too far to the cusp of playoffs. It's that point of the season where you need to get some wins. They're 23 and 25. Avalanche is sitting at 26 and 22. But the real interesting part is their last two match days, both teams went 2-2. So, there it's not where you want to be when you're looking for results, but it's not the end of the world either.
Yeah, I mean, you'd prefer to be stomping everyone, but it's not can't be how it goes every time. But of course, they're hanging around the playoff picture, which is all that really matters. And if you get hot at the right time, you never know what can happen when it turns to playoff time.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But I will say the thing that stands out the most is Paradox did play the Werewolves, who is tied for fifth, who I have power ranked at six in the veteran tier, and they 2-2'd them. So I'm gonna assume their last match day hasn't warmed up versus the Avalanche, who struggle with a 22nd team. And like I said, this for me, the Avalanche is sitting in a very vulnerable spot. So if I was Paradox, I would come out swinging very early.
Yeah, definitely. This is anyone's matchup. I think whoever wins this game one is going to have a good chance to win this series if they can get the mental advantage and the actual game advantage. They could use that to continue to win a crucial matchup in this playoff picture.
Oh yeah. And I think we have just about everybody. I'm counting up the numbers. It looks like we got all the players in. And yeah, somebody came left and came back. Okay, yeah. So we have everybody in. We're gonna start getting them loaded up here. But I mean, before we even get it completely going off, who do you have winning the first game here?
I'm going to say that Avalanche will win the first game, purely off nothing, but just because.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to see the first game. I got to see how everybody feels because it's always different when you scrim and you got to wait for the actual game to play.
Yeah, definitely. As we are starting this game here, Lovegreyhounds is going to take control of this first possession. Jay going to clear it downfield to oneplayamaker, who's I remember had quite a good season. I think in Prospect or Chally a couple seasons ago. So now in Vet is making their way up the ranks. Jay is gonna fake it for oneplayamaker, who is just gonna find the car of Dayz, who has a wide open net, but not the power on the shot. Didn't have the boost, so could not slot it home, and that's gonna leave Jay to fake out a defender, pass it into Noom, who is going to leave it wide, and some dangerous chances so far. And Mai finds it home and forces the little own goal at the end. They came close, and finally, they slot it home.
Slotted home indeed, and both teams came out showing a little bit, but Avalanche gets the friendly bounce off of somebody, and now it's 1-0. No one's coming out, so it's actually a fast-paced game. And we've got another kickoff here, a kickoff play indeed. Ball is up. New's gonna go up for another one. Actually catch it and try to put it around. Lovely's awkward here. Dave tries to help here. Jay's up. First one to it. Beats him. Double taps coming in. Oh, I think they might have tried to give him a better angle, but knocked the ball way too far. And so far, both teams are trying to keep it controlled. There's a lot of pass plays going on. Paradox isn't just banking it, trying to get away from. They're actually playing them there. Just a nasty 50 from player. And Love is going to be slow but surely there. Balls up. And so far, it looks like both teams are already settled. Taco. Usually it's a boomer ball, but they seem comfortable now.
Yeah, and we're getting some bumps from Dayz there. One playamaker beats the whole team. They're all overcommitted, but luckily for Avalanche, they don't have anyone with boost catching them out. It's gonna fall up in the air to Jay, but Jay doesn't have enough boost to get there. nuummite with the ball is gonna fake it down, flick it over. It's a great flick. It's finding the corner, but it's a good save, a better save by Mai. And now Noom is going to play it off the corner wall and find one playmaker after a fake, but they cannot get past this defense. A great save from Lovegreyhounds. Another pass inside. A fake from Mai, and finally cleared by Greyhounds.
A defensive stand from the Avalanche, and now they're gonna go on the offensive demo on the back end. Put somebody out of position, the ball gets put out just enough. It's gonna be a whiff, might be even open net. Dayz misses. Nobody knows what's going on. It's chaos ball right now. Nu is gonna try to put some more pressure. Playmaker puts an extra layer of pressure, goes for the ball, misses, went for a bump. And right now, Paradox has them where they want them, but they can't let them get out here. But Lovehound is gonna buy some time, get him out. Blue gets the 100. Dayz going for the sidewall double, can't get there in time. Nu keeps Mai out of the backfield. And now we have a counterattack. Orange is gonna go straight after him, leaves it. There's a small fake here. And we got Lovegrey going for it here. A lot of trickery going on. He's not trying to go too far up, too high. He's buying Blue enough time here. But so far, the Avalanche, they scored the first goal, but they're so poised on defense, stopping just about every shot. And again, under pressure, bumped off. Mai's going to have to wait for it. nuummite puts it just over. A ball is launched again, and so far, I'm extremely impressed with Avalanche's poise because Paradox is just going one after another. And Paradox is holding on to like the possession as well as the 50s, but so far they can't find that breakthrough tying goal.
Yeah, certainly. It seems like Paradox have the majority of the pressure, but they're holding well. Very, very good defense for a vet team here. One playmaker is inside, a misflip, and a save on Jaybeauh, who tried to follow his own shot. Dayz clears it out to Mai, who finally it looks like Avalanche are getting some offense going. A long clear to nuummite, who unfortunately doesn't land facing the right direction, so has to readjust. Greyhounds clears long. Dayz is a little awkward. Playmaker up in the air, goes to the ceiling, finds Jay, who slices home the shot but can't find the target. And now a demo is going to mean a lot of space for Playmaker to clear it long. A pinch downfield and a long clear to follow, but Greyhounds is finally up in that midfield area. I like what I'm seeing more from Avalanche, not letting themselves get pinned in their own half.
That pinned in their own half, and a demo just missing. And at this point, like if you lose by 1 or you lose by 5, a loss is still a loss here. And they're gonna go after Avalanche, tries to get one through, but Jay holds strong. Here we go. We got an infield pass. And his connection pass, looking for a double. Not enough boost, and Mai's gonna escape here. Mai just needs to buy time. Don't want to put it in the middle for an easy bang down the middle. A bump, a demo, a 50 past him. It's a 2v1, but Dayz is gonna park the bus. Doesn't stop him. Here comes the orange. They're gonna full send. Jay, infield pass just behind them. And it's a 1-0 from Avalanche. They scored 38 seconds into the first game, and then after that, they just held on to dear life for that.
Yeah, definitely a tight game number one, only a 1-0, but they had the lead early and then they just sat on the lead and they played well enough, stopped the dangerous offensive threats and held on, but they're going to need to have to figure out how to play from 0-0 again and not from ahead. So that's going to be a new interesting challenge in game 2, and I think Paradox are going to come out swinging earlier.
Ooh, it looks like the players want a server reset, so give us a second here, folks, as we get that going for them. But the main thing for me is the stat line. 7 shots. If you tell me someone won a game when they only took, I think it was 4 shots to 7, but before they even took those shots, it was actually 7 shots to 2. I would think the team with 7 shots would be up.
Yeah, definitely. You would think so, but again, I think that early goal kind of just let them sit back and not take any risks. So they took a lot of shots, or took a lot of shots against them. They took a lot of the pressure against them, but they were making sure not to overextend. They didn't want to get caught out, and clearly it works out for them because they take the one stat that matters, and that's the goal stat, and they got a 1 of them compared to 0.
Oh yeah, and it's not like they weren't. There was a couple demos thrown from the orange half. Avalanche had all the demos for the blue, or Lovely had all the Love Greyhounds had all the demos. So it's not like they weren't trying to switch it up. It's just I don't know. It's kind of tough when you're pulling out every play in the book and they block every play you have. I think the only thing that they didn't do was maybe a flip reset goal. That's the only thing I could think of. But other than that, I think Avalanche just kind of had it positioned. There wasn't really too many double commits. So of course, when you got one player after another, it just seems like there's always somebody in the net.
Yeah, definitely. And we seem to have the server set back up. So whenever the players are ready, we will get game 2 started very shortly.
I think we're missing one. I see new. I see play. I see Dayz. Love my so there Paradox is missing one.
I think they have 9. It might be the spectator
Oh
glitch that
yeah,
Rocket League
we
still
got the
hasn't fixed.
yeah.
Like,
Okay. Yep, I'm blind. Yeah, I just did it. Yep, they're in here. They're in
might be. What I think we're going on 3 months now or
here.
something.
Yeah, we
Still
haven't
doing-
fixed that, Rocket.
Yeah. But as we are just about to get started shortly, yeah, they are.
Oh, there you go.
They are finally
All right,
joining.
everybody's hopping in. Now it looks like we're gonna have Jay versus Maya on the kickoff here. I would want to see a kickoff shot, just see if anybody. We didn't get any kickoffs the last time, and it's gonna be a little bit basic here, but they're gonna relinquish it straight to the orange. Oh, here goes the flip reset. It's missed. Here comes a putback blocked by Dayz, blocked by Love, who made it even more awkward. Might be awkward here if Orange can get around it. They cannot. And it looks like Play is going to have to try to beat Mai. And Mai's 50 goes screaming across it. Dayz gets a 50. Love is up and gets a touch around. He's going to have a lot of daylight to work with here. But Nu is going to shut that down. And Mai's going to be awkward. But no one has enough boost to challenge that. But it's just enough to get a 50. And so far, the speed has not dropped from that last game.
Yeah, definitely a good speed. A long clear to Greyhounds, who's gonna get onto the ball but doesn't make contact. Dayz shot redirects off a defender and goes straight in. 1-0 lead. Similar story to game 1. Avalanche up early.
Up early indeed. And it is just kind of falls there, be there at the right time, get the goal in. And here we go. We got another kickoff. This one is Love versus one, but one wins it, gets a 50 on Dayz, doesn't have enough boost, will choose to leave here. Not the worst decision. A lot of time in the game here. I think right now in Paradox, I think they just need a goal to help them believe that they can get a goal. But right now they got to play defense, and just why Hounds ran out of boost at the last second. Now Nu's gonna try to take the entire team on. Gets around 1, gets around 2, gets a flick over 3. Somebody's got to put it in, and another save from Dayz on the goal line. And at this point, it's frustration building that they might get caught on a counter because Blue is just sitting, and there's the counter now I'm talking about. My screaming across the field might look for a demo here. No, Dayz is trying behind my gets a save. Dayz is gonna try to collect here. Lets the orange go, and we had a rule. Actually, we have a rule on the back end. There's gonna be an open shot to Dayz. No, Dayz to Mai, and it's a goal for Mai. For a minute, I thought somebody was getting bumped, but it was just a rule 1 in the backfield, folks.
Yeah, playmaker respecting the rule 1 and paying the price for it, unfortunately. So Avalanche get an easy breakaway, 2-0 pretty much. And the score line reflects that as they take a 2-0 lead. But again, it's the defense from Avalanche that's been really good, as I think Dayz had one really great save, not much boost, but somehow pre-jumped exactly where it was going to go. And they kept the score line steady and they had the lead. They still have it, but this time you can feel the pressure coming from the Avalanche side. They're not sitting in their own half anymore. They're coming out aggressive. They're trying to get this lead even greater.
They extend the lead, and right now it's actually a bump on the back end. I think they just ran into each other. Orange tried to put another one out, but if they extend the lead by just one more goal, you're gonna think the Paradox have to think about making a change here. But so far, so good. Love can't get the ball wrapped around. Look, I think they were going for like a half flip and just kind of missed it. My touches it across, ball bounces back out. Orange is gonna be really awkward here, but My can't get to it in time. But Love's gonna try to put a shot in. Nu gets it that way. Now Dayz has to be careful. One wrong touch, and you could be looking at a goal. Misses the ceiling reset, and this is what I'm talking about. But Love will bail him out, and it's just one of those. It's just one of those series where one team just plays very sound rotating Rocket League. Like yes, Avalanche have some mechanics. They have the pass plays, and they have the team chemistry. But when a team just rotates so perfect, it's just one of the most annoying things to play in Rocket League right now.
Yeah, definitely. And if you have the mechanics and the ability to rotate properly, that makes you a deadly team for sure. And Greyhounds is going to get a fake. Mai is going to unfortunately shoot it right at the defender, but look who's there. It's a well-placed third man from Dayz, who continues to take the ball, but not enough boost to get back to it. A long clear from Jay, but uh, they're kind of just giving it away. I say that though, but an awkward touch leads to almost a pass midfield. Dayz gets a good pass off the wall. Greyhounds is up so early, but can't find the pass again in field. Mai's up in the air. A bad touch, and here's could be the opportunity. Pass to the backboard. Playmaker. It's a three-man passing play, but even then, they still can't get it past the last defender.
1, 2, 3, and denied again. They have a brick wall up, folks. There's no one getting past them. The ball is up in the air. Double. This is the first double come I've seen from them, but it actually works in their favor. The demo almost comes from the backside. Love's gonna have a free shot tipped away. Blue is just slowly but surely cracking them down just by playing defense. Nothing too lethargic. It's one after another. Somebody just took the third man out in the backfield. Orange is getting aggressive. They're getting mad, and they're looking for another pass here. Over 50 on the second. Balls popped up. This is their opportunity. Dayz will get there first. Blue is just picking up what they can. New bumps Love again, but that was their opportunity because Love was actually trying to recorrect himself, and it just doesn't work. Blue doesn't have to do anything fancy. It's a flick up. They just want to keep the ball out, put it in the corner, slowly but surely walk out of here. And you got to think it's another goal, 4 goals unanswered in 2 games, and it's purely from holding a brick wall defense and then smacking them with a counter.
Yeah, again, the defense is so frustrating for Paradox. They've gotten close, but they can't break this brick wall defense, which has not conceded a goal yet. As Dayz up in the air, they're getting aggressive. They're pre-flip or pre-jumping each other and getting fancy with it. That goal will not matter. It's 3-0, a dominant game two after a tight game one. They're here to assert themselves and take this series in a convincing fashion.
I don't think, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, out of all the seasons, we may have one, but I don't think I've ever seen a perfect series where another team doesn't score. They don't win. Like they just nothing goes right. So we might see a perfect series. I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm just gonna say it's in the air. But I mean, you take 4 shots, and all 4 shots you saw, Taco, they weren't basic shots. These were 3-man passing plays, bump to demos, and the door was just slammed shut every time. Like it's just an avalanche of defense at this point.
Yeah, they've been really impressive, and they're they're gonna have to figure out something. I'd maybe like to see some physicality from Paradox potentially to eliminate the defenders that are making these brilliant saves. You can just take them out with by running into them. So hopefully you get some demo plays, maybe some bumps if they have that in them. Maybe a super sub, but it looks like we're going to keep the same lineups out there. Paradox convinced they can switch it up and find the fix with this lineup in.
No, yeah, game 3. I don't know. I think they should play a little bit more ground ball because I don't. It's not like they're not just as fast as Avalanche in the air, but it seems like Avalanche is very comfortable with playing in the air. So maybe playing on the ground, going for the ground 50s and passing on the ground because everything in the air, like right now, Blue's waiting for him. On the back wall is just Love getting it out, but it looks like Orange is gonna try to go fast here. And again, this one was actually a bump into his face, and Orange is just throwing everything. Blue is so calm and composed. They get around one. Dayz might go for a double here. Tries to go for the cycle, but can't get it. Mize going up. Look for a drop down pass. Throws it way too far. Dayz has no boost. This is your time to go for him. Nu gets it over Dayz. Nu loses control. Looks for a 50. Can't get it. Here comes Jay. And again, it just seems like no matter what the Orange does, Blue somehow finds a counter and they almost catch him with their own pass play. Jay might have enough for a double tap pass, double tap shut out by Mai. And it's just, even for me right now, I'm getting frustrated for Orange because you could just see that everything that they're doing just doesn't work. And Blue always looks more threatening on their plays, and they just force a double commit. That might just go into the net. Mai's waiting for it. That's going to be a goal on a counter that kept the pressure for the last 15 seconds. And this is what I mean, Taco. It's just frustrating that you get all these shots and then something like this happens to you.
Yeah, you could just feel the agony of Playmaker as he tried to read that one, but it's just going on his head. Mike's just chilling and waiting for that ball to come to him, and just slots it home as Paradox are just getting. They don't know what to do. I mean, I don't know what to do. They're getting just shut out, and then they concede because I guess they're frustrated by the fact that they aren't scoring, making them overextend.
Yeah, it looks like Mai's gonna be up early. Oh, the bar would play defense this time. This could be a counter. It's only Love. Love. Oh, a catch, a pop, a flick, just making everybody look silly right now. And I gotta be impressed with Lovegreyhounds. Every time he's back there with just a 1v2 or 1v3, some way, somehow, he just gets it out. Like right now, not gonna force it. Usually you see a Bane just gonna kind of play where he can play, and it's a confusion on the field. And so far, it's another ball up. Mine's going for the double, just slightly out. But right now, it seems like Paradox is now trying to rush their plays. They're starting to whiff here, and they're whiffing it. But it's gonna be a fake, and they finally get one off a corner bounce fake. Taco, we can get a sigh of relief. They finally get one in.
They finally break the ice. They finally find that goal they've been wanting. It's only a tie game, but it's a desperately needed goal. Maybe a little bit of confidence that can follow that, but definitely needed as Jaybeauh off the kickoff. This could be dangerous. Who's going to be up first? One playmaker beats to the ball, but can't find the double tap, as that was going to be an extremely difficult shot. Look at the pressure now from Paradox as they're more on the attacking end. Now Jaybeauh tries to find a pass, and teammates getting a little discombobulated here. One playmaker fakes out the defender. Can Greyhounds get back? Yes, he can, just barely, but they're not out of it yet. Finally a clear, but playmaker says, no, we're just going to go back to this end.
Back to this end, indeed. I think they might have found a formula, but the only thing about that, Taco, you can't keep faking it because eventually if they don't bite on it, it's going into your net. And so far, here comes Love. Love tries to bounce it across. Dayz throws it just to make sure it's an awkward touch for Orange here. Everybody reloading on boost for both sides. Love gets around one. Orange now going for another pass play. He's already up on the wall. Nobody actually, I think he left the play. Yeah, I believe that was player maker. I thought we are gonna go back. Love might go for a 1v3 here. Gets around one. Goes for the 50. Can't get it. Dayz says, "How about me?" But steals 100. It could be open. Third man's getting chased down by the field. Gets blocked out by Dayz. And so far, this is where the Orange can slowly start to pinch up. Here they go. They're going for bumps. They're going for demos. But they have to be careful because here comes a counter. It's a 1v3, even though Mai has 0. Staying under Jay, let him know if you drop that ball, it's going to be poked into your net. Jay trying to play with the ball, but loses it, and now there's a tap up. There's a bump on the back, man. There's a shot, and it's a goal. What a setup from there. You had a touch right here from Love, and Dayz just goes hunting for player maker, and Mai just has to get enough on it, and now it's 2-1.
Yeah, Dayz doesn't even think about going for the ball, just continues driving and drives right into the last defender. A huge bump play from Dayz there, as Mai will be the benefactor of that goal. Greyhounds is going to have space, gets the reset, fakes it, goes into a musty, and plays it, but nuummite is not falling for any tricks right now, but they only have 45 seconds. They got to be careful. That ball goes to the back post. Jay's up in the air, gets a reset, clears it again to playamaker. It was a great passing play, unable to find the target. nuummite can't read that ball. Mai's up in the air, a reset, does not get the flip to connect with the ball. Jay is going to use the ceiling, fake it out. Playamaker just hopelessly dives at the ball, and they're not able to make contact. But they've got to find that goal soon. There are 10 seconds left. Dayz up in the air. It's waterfalling. Uh-oh, look out. They're all upfield, but look out. They're all upfield as it almost went the other way. 1 second. This one's going to find the ground. It's a 3-0 lead for Avalanche, and they're going to look to take the sweep home.
Looking to take the sweep, but this time the script did flip a little bit. Avalanche had 9 shots. I think my left, maybe card change, we might get another player in here. But just going back on it in general, like the Avalanche, they actually just controlled that game defensively and offensively. And if you're the Paradox right now, you need this game because I believe they get swept here. I think you're asking for an 8-0 when when we come back from break, and that's a tall task to ask for, Taco.
Yeah, definitely. This is a very tall task for Paradox to come back from. Especially, it looks like they're going to keep the same lineup. They think they can take at least one. They've had good moments. They just can't find the finishing touches. Only 1 goal scored is not good enough. And what they need to do is up to them, but maybe a little bit more simplistic. I've seen Playmaker downfield on their back wall a lot, looking for that pass to connect, but it's never actually reaching there. So is that really the right play? We'll have to see if they can adjust in Game 4.
Game 4, indeed. Blue comes out winning the kickoff. nuummite's going to have to control it here. Playmaker or Love wants him to mess up. It might be an open neck. Try to get a pinch through. Does not get denied. Very close, but Mai's not going to let it go. Another shot. Here we go. Here comes the bombardment of the Avalanche. Is another save. Orange is just trying to hold on to what they can. Finally gets 100, but the ball's coming right back at him. Mai going all the way around. Can't beat him. Right now, it's just one after another. Is a no, you take a shot, and no, you take a shot. Avalanche has not relinquished any type of pressure for the past 30 seconds. Love is going to go for a pre-jump, and this is the first time we're going to see the ball go in their half, but can they slow Dayz down? Dayz gets around 1 back into the orange half, but Jaybeauh is up. Gets a dribble, looking for the flip reset. Did he get it? No, he does not. Deny, but nuummite's going to put it low on the ground. Dayz read it like a book, and we might be reading the same script we read again, where Avalanche lets them get out, lets them think they have them, and it's going to be a counter. And Jaybeauh has to no, he just leaves the ball open right now. Taco is just like they're trying to go, like you said, they got to play a little bit more simpler. They're trying to go for different plays, and this ball should be easily saved by Dayz right now.
Yeah, I think they're thinking 2 steps ahead instead of looking at what's happening on the field right now. They just got to be careful. 1 playmaker, that's a good 50. Jaybeauh's going to be up in the air, beats him, but can't find the target. Playmaker passes it. Dayz is just going to calmly play it to the corner, but nuummite's there. No one's up in the air, but Jaybeauh's shot finds the top corner, and finally, Paradox have the lead.
Finally get one in, and it comes from the orange. They stole the back left one, and then they stole the back right, and then somebody just drove through the net and kind of froze everybody. So maybe just starve them, just drive around in their side, just make sure you don't get beat, because Jaybeauh's going to run after them again. But Paradox does not need to get greedy. You don't win the series if you score more goals. You just need to take what you can get from them, because Avalanche have shown they can be prone if you just sit in their half. But so far, Orange doesn't have a lot of boosts to work with. Less than 90 combined total. Playmaker's gonna have to try to keep them out. Cannot. And so far, Blue is controlling every boost pad. Dayz and Love are just waiting to see. Love got the front reset and gets it around them. Beats both players. You put a hand up and you still get cooked, Taco.
Yes, indeed. As Greyhounds, a little reset fakes out both defenders. They're both crossed up. They don't know where it's going to end up. Well, Greyhounds knows exactly where it's going to end up in the back of your net. 1-1 game. A great shot there. But again, Paradox have been the better team, I'd say, so far in this game. Mai's up in the air, loses the ball. Playmaker, uh-oh, look out. There's a 2-on-1. Finds the corner. Greyhound somehow recovers. Jaybeauh's pass is awkwardly dealt with. And they've got to be careful, do Avalanche. They're getting harassed and attacked. And Jaybeauh's not leaving their end. He's just attacking. That's his fifth shot. He turns back in from out of nowhere. Mai completely caught off guard by that.
Jaybeauh has stepped it up. He was the one that was shooting a lot before and just getting denied one after another, but they have found a new groove. They not only double, but now they have 3 goals in this series. There might be another one. Jaybeauh fakes one and almost gets the second one to bite. nuummite just wants to keep it in, but again, Taco, they cannot overextend. That's what caught them the last time. Take what you can get. Mai's bumped off the playmaker throws up. nuummite has no boost. If it's put high enough, he can't get to it, but he does. Orange double committing, and blue is not ready to pounce on it yet. 2 minutes to go. Mai, now we can feel the Avalanche slowly but surely pushing on the door. Mai leaves it for Dayz. Dayz puts him in an awkward position. Mai's up for the pre-jump. Touched a little bit by Orange, blocked away by Jaybeauh. And now we are feeling the wrath of the Avalanche.
Yeah, it's Paradox are playing with fire with these overextensions and double commits. They got to be careful as the ice cold Avalanche are continuing to put on pressure and try to find this equalizer. Greyhounds up, just hits the crossbar. nuummite is going to have a chance to counter. That one's wide. Jaybeauh, this one should find Playmaker's car. He should be first to it. No, he's beat to it by an Avalanche defender. A clear to Jaybeauh. Mai is dunked by Jay, who can't seem to get the ball out, but they finally clear it long. Mai is in a lot of pressure, and they're continuing to say, we don't care about the lead, we want more. They only know how to play one way, and that's aggressive, and it seems to be working. A pass inside almost finds the car of nuummite. Playmaker's up in the air, but Greyhounds hasn't beat. This should be easily dealt with. I say that as it almost turned very awkward for Jay. That's another double commit. They have to look out. 30 seconds left. Look out. This could be dangerous, but it's still a 2-1 lead.
2-1 Love is trying to put it on, and Avalanche has not relinquished this pressure. We actually have not seen them this aggressive, and they're just going after one after another. You kind of think like they were just kind of playing with them, and now they're trying to actually catch back up. Love, you don't want them in the air. You know what's going to happen. The ball is tipped away. Orange has a man sitting deep back. Might have overextended. He tried to come up to help. Dayz with the fake. He's just got to hold on to it. This might be for Love. It's up in the air. This is danger. Might has enough boost to do something about it. Playmaker puts it away from Dayz, but Dayz is not going to let it go. Ooh, and it's just enough to escape by the skin of their team, Taco. They get a 1-3. And you got to feel good because they withstood 14 shots. And I'm pretty sure at least 8 of those shots came in that last minute and a half.
Yeah, they withstood a quote-unquote avalanche from the other team. 14 shots. You'd certainly expect the other team to score more than one, but impressive defense. I mean, we had impressive defense from Avalanche in the entire series before then, but they stood the task this time, do Paradox. And they take a little bit of dignity home, and that series, or they don't take the series, but they do take that final game. And I'm sure they'll take that because every win will matter in this playoff race.
Oh yes, that win, like I said, now I think it's a little bit easier for them. But I don't know that there's just a lot of stuff going on in that series. And so, but I think for me, it would have to be as an MVP. I believe it would have to be Day. There was some saves in that first game or two where I just was like, you can't write that any better. And then he goes and puts it in the net. So for me, it would have to be Dayz back and forth. But the entire Avalanche team was just disgusting from the front end to the back.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you. I think Dayz was the most impressive, at least defensive member on Avalanche, and they all contributed. But Dayz had some great individual saves, and I think defense was what decided this series because not even who had the most shots was not even really winning the games. It was the defense from both teams coming out and deciding each of who won each game. But definitely a very impressive performance from each member of the Avalanche.
Oh yeah, like I said, with Paradox, they should hold their head high because again, you're still in the playoff race, and if you play like that, I mean, again, we didn't see anything wrong throughout this series. It's just two good teams going after it, and somebody has to lose at some point. But a reminder for everybody: next week there won't be any streams, there won't be any games at all, and I believe it's the next signups is 6:30 for the 7 or July 7th. Yeah, so June 30th is signups open for playing on July 7th. But yeah, that I don't know. I think I might have to go back to ball chasing just to watch that because the defense for both teams was just phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely a great defensive showing from both teams, and get a nice 3-1 victory, not a sweep. So a closely contested series either way. But that is going to do it for tonight. We do have a off week next week, as Carnage just said, but when we return the week after, that will be the final week of this regular season before we have all of our playoffs and finals matches to come on stream. So that's certainly going to be an exciting time.
Oh yes. But thank you everybody for coming and watching this exciting veteran matchup. And we will see you guys again. Thank you. Actually, let's give a shout out to Save for making this all work. We wouldn't be able to cast this taco without Hawk behind the desk, making sure we're in line here. But anything else you got to say, Taco?
Nope, that'll be all. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.